Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows. Today I want to talk about Inside. The movie was written by Ben Hopkins and is based on an idea by Vasilis Katsoupas, who also directed the film. It's a one-man play that takes place inside an apartment. William Dafoe plays Nemo, an art thief that breaks into the automated smart home in order to steal 3 expensive paintings. After entering, he finds 2 of the paintings, but the third is nowhere to be found. He searches through the apartment but ends up running out of time, and when he tries to escape through the automated front door, there is a malfunction. The system shuts down and locks him inside. The rest of the film focuses on his survival and attempts to escape the fortress-like apartment. Willem Dafoe, as Nemo, is a determined, resourceful, and chaotic person. Over the course of the film, he destroys the entire apartment and just about everything in it as he tries to survive the different conditions forced upon him by the malfunctioning system. He suffers from extreme heat, cold, starvation, and dehydration, and even slips into psychosis by the end. We go through his base emotions and needs and watch as he struggles to maintain hope in this depressing and terrible environment. He doesn't talk much and ends up doing a lot of emoting through his facial expressions and body language. He tells a story of a man fighting against himself and nature to survive. Dafoe is captivating in his performance, and you want to learn more about him as the film progresses. Why is he there? What is his past, and where does he want to go? The only other characters in the film are the people he sees through the security camera and a voice on his walkie-talkie that abandons him early on. None of them are a significant part of the story, but how Nemo views and interacts with them displays his need for human contact and how desperate he is for help. The visuals consist of watching Nemo through different angles as he attempts to escape, showing how he spends his downtime, showing off visual metaphors, and making artistic shots out of the destruction he's caused within the apartment. It does look nice at times, but it's also somewhat confusing and hard to follow, especially if you're trying to put all the pieces together into some kind of grander narrative. They also love to show off the arduous nature of his journey and fixate on each part of it. For example, at one point he runs out of water. He starts getting thirsty, and the camera gets close in on his face, and shows off his drying lips. We see shots of him testing every source of water in the house, and then shots of him staring hungrily at potential water sources. When he finally gets access to drinking water, the camera really focuses on him enjoying it. Zooms into his lips around the rim of the bottle, his throat as he swallows the water, and the little bit that dribbles down his chin as he greedily slurps it up. It's very in-depth in how it displays basic human functions, also repetitive and kind of pointless. The film seems to be trying to highlight what's truly important in life, but saying that humans need water, food, and a temperate climate is kind of like saying humans need air to live. You're correct, but stating the obvious doesn't make it more insightful. At times it gets disgusting and overly artistic in how it depicts events. We see the dying breaths of a fish, and a pigeon dies and gets eaten by maggots, and at one point they even show off the piles of poo that Nemo dumped in the bathtub. The film doesn't shy away from death, destruction, and chaos. It's big on putting them front and center. The soundtrack is barren, mostly filled with the sounds of the environment and an eerie silence. There are a few songs that play throughout the film, but they're mostly quiet and soft background instrumentals that play during tense moments. They aren't impactful or memorable, and the sounds are highly generic. The only original song in the film is the Macarena. It plays when the fridge has been open for too long, and it gets used quite effectively in the environment to shake things up, at first serving as a reminder, and then becoming one of the only refuges of a broken mind. The story is long and boring, and filled with plot holes. They start right at the beginning of the film and run all the way through until the end. All of them are related to how no one notices this guy. No outside force ever acknowledges him. It might serve a purpose in the narrative, but it needed to be better explained for it to work. Like at one point, he floods the apartment and no one notices. The water would have been seeping under the door at the very least and soaking that hallway in front of the place. Also, what kind of home security alarm goes off but doesn't actually alert anyone? Nemo might be an interesting character, but we never actually learn anything about him. We see how he reacts in this environment, but these are his base instincts, and most of them are shared with every other human on the planet. The little bits of the artist's personality that do shine through in Dafoe's performance make for good food for thought, but we don't see enough of that side of him to get a satisfying fill. Overall, this is an artistic film about a man struggling to survive, but it fails to do anything beyond that or find meaning in any of the chaos that it creates. Dafoe put his heart and soul into his performance, but without a reason to like Nemo, this is just a display of the worst moments of his life. It's grotesque and bland, and even though parts of the visuals are creative, the story is so pointless that I would have turned it off after 30 minutes if I wasn't a reviewer. It does delve into experimental territory, and I'll give it a point for trying. But this is the exact kind of experimentation I don't like. It reminds me of an artist taking a glass vase and smashing it in the street in order to get a rise out of other people. It is avant-garde. It's also destructive and pointless, and reminds me of the way a child experiments because they don't know any better. Your chaos should give rise to something new. You make something from the ashes. You don't just burn it down and walk away. 4 out of 10. Remember guys, those are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'm sorry if I destroyed it. Maybe it needed to be destroyed. After all, there's no creation without destruction.